Shalom, Priest and Officer 1000 Zabadja of the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA. Started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We have the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and today is the memorial, or tonight is the memorial. It's a Sabbath, the memorial of blowing trumpets. We're about to open this ceremony, or the Salakia, this high holy convocation. La Yasha Allah, which means to Israel. All right, so we're going to say our prayers. Men of Israel, Akwaki, and watching who are online with us. I-Majim, which means to stand. Sar Panya Hakudam, which means turn and face the east. The east is going to be that way. All right. And then we're going to say our prayers, right? So we're first going to say the prayers in the Hebrew, and then we'll say it in the English. So I can, young man, you could just repeat after me. This is the Lord's Prayer. You can find it in Matthew 6, verses 8 to 13. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratazakah. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayam. Lathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalak. Lanawa. Kabwa. Nawa. Kasalak. Nawa. Kawabwa. Yanawa. Wala'ah. Tabaya. Anawa. Banasa. Yawan. Abal. Hawashai Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Ha Malakwa. Waha Allah. Waha the pa. Waha the pa. Ara. La'ai. Walam. Yum. Aman. In English, what we read, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Bear with me one moment. Good night. All right. Hey, Shalom, Adiyar. Can you hear me? We're going to say the prayer for power. Yahweh. Ba'asham. Yahweh Shai. Baba Koshar,
Baba Kashwa,
Lathan,
Lathan,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Haka,
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 Lara Pa'a,
Lara Pata,
Ka,
Ka,
Makala,
Makala,
Waka,
Waka,
Madawa,
Madawa,
Haka,
Haka,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Ha,
Ha,
Matazariah,
Matazurayim,
Haka,
Haka, Yahar,
Quayam,
Oyam,
Hamath,
Hamad,
Yam,
Yam,
Haka,
Haka,
Al,
Ad,
Raka,
Haka,
Wa,
Wa,
Hatama'ala,
Fatima Allah,
Lagarshan,
Garshan,
Basham,
Basham,
Yahushai,
Hawashai,
Tawada,
Water,
Aman.
Arman,
In English, what we read, Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahawashai,
please give us the power
please give us the power
to heal
to heal
all manner of sickness
all manners of sickness,
and all manner of disease,
all manners of disease,
the power to cleanse
power to cleanse
the lepers,
the lepers,
the power to raise
power to raise
the dead,
the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out.
cast them out.
In the name of
In
Yahushai,
the name of Yahawashai,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it.
Bless Israel.
Bless Israel,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asham,
Basham,
Yahushai,
Yahawashai,
Barak,
Barak,
Lanawa,
Yanawa,
Wayasha'ala,
Wayasha'ala,
Waha,
Waha,
Bayah,
Hayat,
Sapariam,
Pariam,
Ba'asham,
Basham,
Yahushai,
Yahawashai,
Tawada.
Duwaraman.
What we read in English. Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahawashai,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school.
and the school.
In the name of
In
Yahushai,
the name of Yahawashai,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanyan,
Oh,
Oh,
Hahariam,
Hahariam,
Ma'yan,
Marian,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'an,
Ma'an,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'arataza,
Wayarataza,
Oh,
Oh,
Yathan,
Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Regalka,
Oh,
Oh,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yalawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shawamar,
Shalmar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Ayan,
Yam,
Yam,
Yan,
Yam,
Ka,
Ka,
Yawamam,
Yawam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaraka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Bala,
Bala,
Yala,
Yala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makarai,
Makara,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Ah,
Ah,
Napashka,
Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazah,
Tazah,
Afka,
Afka,
Waba,
Wabah,
Wa'afka,
Wa'afka,
Ma'ai,
Ma'ai,
Tha,
Tha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Iwalam.
Iwalam.
What we said in the English. I will lift up my eyes
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee, he will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord has thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun
The sun
shall not smite thee by day,
shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon
nor the moon
by night.
by night.
The Lord
The Lord
shall preserve thee
shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord
The Lord
shall preserve thy going out
shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al,
Al,
Damayah,
Damayam,
Lakah,
Laka,
Al,
Al,
the Kash, Salakit, Tha,
Fa,
Karash,
Harash,
Wa,
Wa,
Al,
Al,
Thashaquat,
Dashaqua,
Al,
Al,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Awa Yabyaka,
Awaya,
Awa
Awa,
Yab
Ya,
Yaka, Yahamawan,
Yahanawan,
Wama
Wama,
Shana,
Shana,
Yaka,
Yaka,
Nashawa,
Nashawa,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Amakar,
Alamaka,
Ya'arayam,
Ya'arayam,
Suwad,
Suwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Thaya,
Kaya,
Aitazawa,
Aitazawa,
Al Tazawapan,
Al-Tazawapan,
Yaka,
Yaka,
Amarwa,
Amaya,
Lakawa,
Kara,
Wana,
Wana,
Kat,
Ka,
Yadam,
Yadam,
Magaya,
Agaya,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar,
Kar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Yam, Sham Yashala,
Iwad,
Iwar,
Salakia, one moment. Good night. Salakia, glory. Magaya,
Agaya,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yashala,
Iwad,
Iwan,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawab,
Nawab,
Aitazah,
Aitazah,
Wa,
Wa,
La,
La,
Yakad,
Yakab,
Wa,
Wa,
Al Yakar,
Ilakab,
Baryak,
Maya,
Karath Wa,
Harath, Wa,
Al Halia,
Arhalia,
Adwam,
Arwan,
Wa,
Wa,
Yashaman,
Yashaman,
Alayam,
Aliyam,
Marwa Abba,
Marwa, Abwa,
Wahagaria,
Warhabaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak,
Amalak,
Palashat,
Palashat,
Ain Yashavia,
Yushavia,
Tazawar,
Azawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Gamashua,
Lanawa,
Yanawa,
Aimar,
Arman,
Haywa,
Haiwa,
Zarwai,
Zarwa,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawai,
Labwai,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasa,
Kasa,
Yasa,
Yasab,
Ra'ah,
Ra'am,
Kayabian,
Kayabia,
Banakal,
Anakram,
Kwayashwan,
Kayashwa,
Nashamad,
Nashamad,
Wa,
Ma,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Haywa,
Haiwa,
Damawan,
Damawan,
La'adama,
La'arman,
Shaya,
Shaya,
Thamwa,
Tamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yab,
Yam,
Mawa,
Mawa,
Kaira,
Kara,
Wakazaba,
Wakaya Sabah,
Wakazabak,
I.S.U.P.K,
Waka,
Y.A.H.N.Na,
Tazal,
TITHES,
Manai,
Nana,
Ka,
Ka,
Nasi, Salakia, Nasa,
Nisa,
Yakamwa,
Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayar,
Nayar,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ah, Nawat,
Nawat,
Alahaya,
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 Shayathamwa,
Shayat, Wanwa,
Kagalga'a,
Kagabwa,
Quash,
Quash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Taba'ira,
Taba'ira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Labah,
Labah,
Salakia, Wakar,
Wakar,
Laha,
Laha,
Ba,
Ba,
Thalahat,
Talaha,
Harya,
Harya,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadakma,
Paradakma,
Basa,
Basa,
Iraka,
Iraka,
Waba,
Waba,
Sawa,
Sabwa,
Patka,
Patkam,
Tha,
Tha,
Bahalia,
Bahalya,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyahab,
Panyahab,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Waya,
Uya,
Bakwashwa,
Bakwasha,
Shimka,
Shaka,
Yahweh,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Uya,
Bahal,
Baha,
Wa,
Wa,
Ida,
Ida,
Waya,
Uya,
Kaparwa,
Kapara,
Waya,
Uya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Uya,
Adawa,
Adawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shemka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahawa,
Labad,
Labah,
Ka,
Ka,
Al Yawan,
Al-Wan,
Al Kal,
Al-Ka,
Ratazah.
Al-Ratza.
What we said in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still,
Be not still,
O God.
O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies
thy enemies
make a tumult,
make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more
may be no more
in remembrance.
in remembrance.
For they have consulted
For they have consulted
together
together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They have confronted against
They
thee
have consulted against
the tabernacles of Edom
the tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab
Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gebal
Gabor,
and Ammon
and Adam,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the
with the inhabitants of Tyre,
inhabitants of Slakia,
Tyre,
Tyre,
Ashur is also joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hoped
They have hoping
the children
the children
of Lot,
of Lot,
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the big son,
which perished at Endor.
we perished by Endor.
They became as dung for the earth,
They became dead for the earth.
make their nobles
Make their noble
like Oreb
like Oreb,
and like Z,
and like Z,
yea,
yea,
all their princes
all their princes,
as Zebah
as the Ba,
and as Zalmunna,
and as the Muna,
who said,
who said,
Let us take
Let us take
to ourselves
to ourselves
the houses of God in possession.
the houses of God in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stumble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame sets the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy sword.
Fill their faces
Fill their faces
with shame,
with shame,
that they
that they
may seek thy name,
may see thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord,
Let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Let them be put to shame
Let them be put
and
to
perish,
shame and perish,
that men may know
that
that thou,
thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Prayer for our power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah,
Barakatah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Wa Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Wa Mayaka'ala,
Mayaka'ala,
Wa Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Matazabi'ah,
Zabaya,
Alawap Yahanna,
Alawakahana,
Ha Alawapyam,
Alawaya,
Ha Saranyam,
Sarana,
Ha Quatazat Yanyam,
Kwatizayana,
Ha Ka,
Haka,
Ya, Yawyam,
Yaya,
Ha Wapyam,
Hawakwata,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asham,
Basham,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Tuwadama.
Tuanama.
In the English, what we just read. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
Yahushai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels, Commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Men of Israel, Sar, which means to turn, you may be seated. Salakia. Adiyar, bear with me one moment. I just got to switch my headpiece. And also, you're on mute. I can't hear you. See, bear with me 1 second. I'm just testing to see if my volume is working. All right, it's working. Virtual. Hey, Akim, bear with me 1 moment. I'll be right back. Hey, don't sweat. Barak, you get ready to be to present your Salakia. 1 moment.
Oh, no, this is not good. Just keep going.
Barak Yalla, imagine. Barak Yalla, present your registry.
Barak Yala Ban Ban Yamyan Ban Yasharala.
Barak Yalla, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha Allah. Yeah, salute.
Yahba Shem Shabraka Thumb.
Yah Bashim Shabrakatha. You may be seated. Hey, Barak, you got that Leviticus with you?
Khan.
Yeah, you're reading my Hebrew. Well, the Kashah. I appreciate you, Ak. Is RDR with you?
Khan, please Khan.
Salakia, RDR, can you read the English for me?
Khan, please.
All right, no sweat. I appreciate you. All right, Barak Allah, you can start in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, read verses 1 to 7, right? So what we're going to do, which is UPK tradition, we're going to, hey, Salakia, y'all can hear me clear, right?
Khan.
Hey, I started using that mic RDR gave me a while back. Good night. I didn't realize how clear this mic was. Water RDR.
Please.
All right, give Montreal a hand. We got Montreal with us. We got a young man with us too in Toronto. He came in. He is not a coward, right? Give that a hand. I'm going to get my brother Barak Allah to read Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verses 1 to 7 in the Hebrew. And then Adiyar is going to read it for me, Baba Kasha, if you could, in the English when Barak Allah is finished, and then we'll break it down. Listen, if y'all got some food, y'all should start eating, drink your strong, and enjoy yourself, right? This is an event. It's a high holy day for the children of Israel. There's two things that aren't going to happen here. No one who's participating or observing this high holy day is going to be unalived. This ain't day. You were in the city of Toronto. A 15-year-old was unalived during Labor Day, celebrating the holidays of heathens, right? So this is to let you know, once you celebrate the holidays of heathens, man, the Lord is against you, right? The second thing is there's going to be no fighting if you are in a UPK event. If you are in a UPK convocation, a holy gathering, there will be no fighting. This is not your mother's Thanksgiving. Good night. I'm just waiting to hear all the Thanksgiving scraps that happen. Sister's gonna be scrapping over the same rod. Salakia. I'll leave it at that. All right, Brock. Whenever you're ready.
Kawakan, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. Wayadabar Yahweh al Mashah la Amar, verse 2. The bar al Banya Yashar Allah wa Amarat al Ham Mawa Idea Yahweh Ashar Tapara'awa Atham Makwa Ra'a Salakia Makwa Ra'awa Kodash Allah Ham Mawa Idea, verse 3. Shashat Yam Yam the Aisha Mala'aka Ubayawam Ha-Shabbat Ya'aya Shabbat one Makwara Kwadash Kal Mala'aka La'a the Aishawa Shabbat Hawa'a La Yahawa Bakal Mawa Shabbat Yakam, verse 4. Allah Mawa Idea Yahweh Makwara'aya Kodash Ashar Takwara'a Atham Ba Mawa'id Ba Mawa'idam, verse 5.
Some food. You can get some food.
Kodash Hara'ashwan Ba'ara Ba'ai Aishara La Kodash Bayan Ha'irab Yam
Danica, can you
Masak La Yahweh, verse 6. Wawakamasha Aishara Yawam La Kodash Azah Kad Salakia Ha Matazawat La Yahweh Shabbai Yam Yam Matazawat Ta Kawa, verse 7. Bayawam Ha Ra'ashwan Makwara'a Kodash Yahaya Lakam Kal Mala'akat Ibada La'a the Aishawa. That was the end of verse 7, not one.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. All right. So that was Leviticus, the 23rd chapter in the Hebrew, verses 1 to 7. Baba Kasha, Priest Adiyar, can you read in the English verses 1 to 7 for me, Baba Kasha?
Salakia, when he went to open the door, I'm going to read the verse 1 to 7 for him in the meantime.
Thawada.
Kawakan, Leviticus chapter 23 in the English, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel.
Right. So hold it right there. The Lord was speaking to Moses concerning the children of Israel, right? This is concerning Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And the Lord gave Moses these instructions. That's why these high holy days we're supposed to observe, because they come directly from the Lord. This ain't Christmas. They'll tell you Christmas is the birth of Christ. Someone present me with the birth date of Christ out of the scriptures. Pull up the book, chapter, and verse. Baba Kasha. When you get it, just pull it up. If you're watching in the chat, just type it in. Keep reading.
Come, priest. Verse 3. 6 days. Verse 2.
It's verse 2.
As
right
verse
after.
2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord.
Go ahead.
Come, priest. Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation. Even these are my feasts.
Right. So what we're reading right now are the feasts of the Lord, the days that we're supposed to celebrate. Right? We're supposed to be celebrating these days. Some Christians will tell you, no, that was for a time. The Lord, we don't have to celebrate these anymore. Right? But there's going to be a common theme that you see throughout these verses that we read, that this is forever. We celebrate this forever in our house. And listen, I never seen brothers throw fists at a UPK high holy day, Salakia. I seen brothers be angry at each other and go to blows because their wives was a whore. Notice I said wives; they had the same wife. Salakia. I don't know how two men have the same wife, but it sounds like a Cardi B issue, right? Keep reading.
Come, priest. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, and
Keep
only
reading.
and only convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Right. So wherever you live, you can have a wife across the town. That's the Sabbath over there. In your house, it's a Sabbath too. In all your dwellings, right? We would work for 6 days. That's enough time to do some work, prepare that field, get that lamb together, right? If you own a convenience store, you got 6 days to sell your goods. But on that seventh day is a day of rest. That's what you got to understand. And why do we need a day of rest? Because you can't work a brother to the bone. You can't just work him 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That man needs to rest, right? According to our oppressors, listen, y'all should already know what it's like working for some Caucasians, some Edomites, some Elamite East Indians. Y'all should know what it's like already. They don't want you to have a break. They don't want you to be late. You can be 5 minutes late and they're ready to fire you. But they'll be a week and a half late with your paycheck.
Right.
Right? The Lord gave us a rest day because he knows how hard. Now, who works harder than a black, Hispanic, or Native American? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Right.
Listen, I went on a construction site and I learned how to do lazy construction. And it wasn't from a black, Hispanic, or Native American. Right? It was from the people who've oppressed us. They said, this is how you work. You work, and they have a whole breakdown of this thing. Work, if there's 100% that you're supposed to give throughout the week, you give 10% on Monday, maybe 20% on a Wednesday, and so forth. Right? That's how we learn. But if it's for us, they want us to work to the bone. The Lord gave us a day of rest. And right now, this memorial of trumpets, it's a day of rest for us. It's a party. Listen, all throughout the schools, if you got a bunch of brothers and sisters in a school right now that's under Commanding General YAHANNA, they are turning up and having a good time because this captivity is horrible. It's hell. Keep reading, Adiyar Baba Kasha.
Come, priest. Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Right. So these are holy convocations that have seasons, right? Right now, listen, you can say this is the end of summer, early fall. And we got 3 holy convocations coming up within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And one of them, good, nice, my favorite one, it's a feast of pain. I can't wait. I'm going to be calling all my brothers all day so we can just talk because I'm going to need brotherhood to deal with this feast of pain that we're going to go through. Right? Keep reading.
Come, priest. Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Lord Passover.
It's the Lord's Passover. Salakia, Barak, you went to Passover. Adiyar, y'all went to Passover. Barak, where's the next Passover at?
The next Passover is April 12th, 2025 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Ooh, wee! Give that a hand. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta. Listen, that report for major after Passover is going to be amazing. All the things Atlanta's going to have to go through. Now, listen, they say,
Salaka is going to be a no Diddy zone.
A no Diddy zone. Definitely, especially because Atlanta is being overrun with the Diddies.
Wow.
Good night. But listen, Atlanta, ooh, they say Atlanta got that southern hospitalities. I pray you understand. I pray you brothers understand. Right? Barak, so like, I'll just leave it at that. But the next High holy, good, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You know what? Right, look, going down to Atlanta for those meats for Thanksgiving. Slovakia.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Good night. Listen, we got the Lord's Passover coming up. Keep reading, Adiyar. Baba Kasha.
God, priest. Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord.
Salakia.
7 days.
Keep going. Keep going.
God, priest. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
Keep reading.
God, priest. Verse 7. In the first day you shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
Right. Listen, unleavened bread got to be my second favorite high holy day. Because that unleavened bread, when you dip that unleavened bread in that lamb slop, ooh, we that lamb gravy, or you put some honey on that unleavened bread. Yo, brother, we're going to just wait. Unleavened bread's coming up just now. I'm going to get you that unleavened bread. Salakia. All right. And these are high holy days where between Passover and unleavened bread, it's 2 weeks of partying, of having a good time, of meeting your brothers and sisters. You might have only seen a brother just because of the way our slaveries are set up. You might see that brother once a year. You got 2 weeks to spend with that brother or sister. See your family that you haven't seen all year, right? Give that a hand. Shalom, Alaska, Gabriel, and DJ Barack. The water for tuning in. Right? So that was the end of the 7th verse. We're going to continue reading in the English, Salakia, in the Hebrew, from verse 8 to 14 in the Hebrew. Barakia Allah, if you could.
Kawakan, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Waha kwa ra ba thum, asha la yahawa, shaba'ai, yam yam, bayawam, ha shabaya aya, makora'a, kodash, kal, mala'akat, ibada, la'a, ta'aishawa. Verse 9. Waya the bar, Yahweh, al, masha, la amar. Verse 10. The bar, al, banya, Yasharala, wa Amarat, al Alham, Kaya, Sabaawa, al Harataza, Ashar, Anya, Nathan, Lakam, wa Salaki, wa Quatazarat, Thum, Ak, Quataza Yura, Wahab Atham, Ak, Aymar, Ra'ash Yat, Quatazayar, Kam, al Hakahan, verse 11. Wahanna Yap Ad Ha'aymar Lapanya Yahweh Laratazan Kam Ma Makarat Hashabat Hayan Ha Salakia Yana Yap Noah Hakahan, verse 12. Wa Aisha Yatham Bayawam Hanayapak Hanayap Kam Ad Ha'aymar Kabash Samayam Ban Shanathwa La'ila La Yahweh, verse 15. Wa Manakatwa, Samya, Aisharanya, Salat, Wala Wala, Bashaman, Asha, La Yahweh, Rayak, Nayakak, Wanasaka, Yayan, Rabaya Ai, Ha Hayan, verse 14. Walakam, Wakwalaya, Wakwalaya, Wakarmala, Tha Akal, Wa Itizam, Ha Yawam, Za I, Ha Bayakam, Ha Paraban, Alayakam, Kwat, I Walam, Ladarath Yakam, Bakal, Mashabat Yakam. That was the end of verse 14 out of 1.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Adiyar, Baba Kasha, can you read in English verses 8 to 14?
God, priest. Verse 8, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8. But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. 7 days. In the 7th day it is an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
Give that a hand. The Most High was thinking about us. He gave us 7 days to have no work, have a rest. Our work is hard. Listen, Salakia, especially if you are, it's 2024. If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, good night. You're working damn near 10 jobs just to pay rent to some heathen that hates you. But he'll surely take your money. They'll surely take your money, but they don't like you. And the Lord gave us these rest days so we can recharge. That's another thing, right? Listen, there's some times when life just be lifing. And I know they say that in the world, right? But there's people who are watching who they're in the world, so they'll understand what we're talking about. Life just be messed up sometimes, especially under these oppression, under these oppressors. You see, the whole East Coast dockmen are about to go on strike, and people just Barack said this earlier today. People are buying toilet paper, panicking again, just like it was COVID, right? And the Lord gave us these holidays, these high holidays, so we could charge up, recharge on that brotherhood. You might be just being like, damn, listen, I don't know what's happening. I'm getting sick and tired of this, of what's happening in the earth right now. And then you go to a Passover and you recharge up your spirit. It's sort of like going to camp. Listen, camp is one of the best things you could go through, or go to. You might have a hard day at work and want to throw an oppressor off that scaffold or down an elevator shaft, and good night, don't do it. Call your brothers for counsel. Call your brothers so you can get brotherhood, so you don't throw that heathen down the steps. And then go to camp and scream until you lose your voice. I've done this a bunch of times. Salakia. I've done this a bunch of times. Just scream until I lose my voice. The oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Damn right. Right? So the Lord gave us these high holy days so we can recharge up on our brotherhood. Keep reading.
Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruit of your harvest unto the priest.
Right. So this is talking about Salakia bringing a first of the year, right? You're bringing your best to the Lord, right? Whatever you have, that's your best, your first harvest, your best sheep. You're giving it to the Lord. Keep reading.
Come on, priest. Verse 10. Speak. Verse 11. And you shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
Right. So what this is talking about is the priest, you would go give whatever you had that was your best to the Lord, right? The priest is going to take it and he's going to use it as a wave offering. He's going to wave it in front of the congregation. And that is the offering that you're going to give to the Most High, right? And you give it to the priest because the priests are doing the work of the Lord. Keep reading.
Come on, priest. Verse 12. And you shall offer that day when you wave the sheaf and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Right, and that's why you would the blemish, the zero blemishes on that sheep is because that's the best sheep you have. You got to give your best. It's just like today. Today, I gave the best of me to the I.S.U.P.K to free my people, because Lord knows we need to be free in Montreal and in Toronto. Because what's happening? Listen, sisters, brothers and sisters in the world, you would think that they have no upbringing at all, the way that we operate in the world today. The way that we operate in the world today, you would think that we have no upbringing. There's no one who raised us, right? But today, what my brothers did out of Montreal is they gave their best to the Lord, right? And that's what this verse is talking about, giving the best of what you have to the Lord. And today, that is you. Sacrifice yourself. You don't have no sheep. Listen, I'm hard pressed to find a brother with some sheep right now. I'll take a wool garment, Salakia. Since that is not happening, give your best, give yourself to the Most High so you could do the work. Because Lord knows Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, wherever we are in Canada, needs the men of the ISUPK. Keep
Right.
reading.
So, like I just want to add into what you were saying.
No sweat.
Please. Lately, you know what I'm saying, we could see General Muhammad, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok. He has a spike garden, as you call it, right? Where he brings, you know what I'm saying, different producers like corn, this vegetable, melons, and his first fruit, what he did, sent it to come in General YAHANNA.
Damn right. Give that a hand.
So
Give that a hand.
this is in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about, you know what I'm saying, what is written over here, it's not really, you know what I'm saying, talking about where you're going to send your first fruit to the Lord, you know what I'm saying? God doesn't want your fruit. God doesn't want your produce, you know what I'm saying? He's the master of all. He created all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what I'm saying, let that be done, it is done. But the man above you, the man, you understand, that's holding up the school, you understand, the UPK, send it to your UPK, man. Whatever you got, man, you understand, do them donations, man. Pay your tithes and you understand, send them donations, man. You understand, I understand life is hard. You understand? But send, you understand, what you can, you understand, like this, you understand. We could keep feeding the people, you understand, with the truth and helping our people, man. You understand? Just like you understand, General Muhammad did, send his first, you understand, producer to come in General YAHANNA, do the same.
Damn right. And I'll just add on a little quick, right? Because Adiyar, you said something and then let me think of Korak Ice, a bar, when he says, shout out to the daughters in Michigan Flint, rarely could part with the rent, but still come off that 10%, right? Hey, guys, right? We're not buying Benzes. Listen, I don't even have a Benz. Lucky, I've been in this 4 years. Do I have a Benz? Anybody? Y'all seen that Benz I got parked outside? It's a 600 series. I don't have it. Pay your tithes. The money we get from the tithes, we use to feed our brothers and sisters. Right? Adiyar, if you could keep reading, Baba Kasha.
Go on, please. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 thin deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord, for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of a hin.
Oh, wait, listen, you need a drink offering. Y'all see me earlier. I poured some wine, this chalice, and I said, La Yasha Allah, which means, right? Right now, I'm currently sipping some strong. I'm about to eat some food after, right? But if you ever wondered why Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans cook so well, why we clean our chicken and our meats with lime and vinegar, right? It's because it's in our law to do so. It's in our law to mingle the meats with oil and fine flour, right? Meaning you're seasoning that food. You ever walk into a place where a brother or sister is cooking and you smell walk into the apartment of a brother and sister cooking and they're the only ones cooking on that floor. You're going to smell the food from the staircase or the elevator. And that's in our law to make sure our food tastes excellent. Keep reading.
Come, priest. Verse 14. You shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generation in all your dwellings.
Right. Listen, what it's saying is give those sacrifices. Before you think of doing anything, give those sacrifices to the priest. Like you want to get on with your day. You want to go eat big meals and stuff, but you ain't pay your tithes and you ain't give no sacrifices to the priest. Right? Pay your tithes. Keep reading. Salakia. That was the end of verse 14. And again, even when you read 14, it says throughout your generations. This is letting you know we're doing this forever. There's no that was last year. That was a time of old. Right? When Christians all love to say that stuff. Like, listen, that was back then. That's why the Christian church is a whorehouse.
Right.
I'll tell you this. Like, listen, I was a young man in the world in high school, and all the whores were Christian.
Right.
All the scandalous girls that I knew in school were in the church with the long dress and the big hats on Sunday. Monday to Friday, good night, Salakia. I'll spare you the details. Right. If you could, read 15 to 21 for me in the Hebrew.
Kawakan, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. Wa Suparatham, Lakam, Makarat, Hasabat, Mayawam, Habaya Akam, Hath, Aymar, Hathanawapa, Shaba'ai, Shabathwa, Tamayamak, Tahayayana, verse 16. I, Mamakarat, Hashabat, Hashabayai, Thasaparwa, Kamashiam, Yawam, Wahakarabatham, Manaka, Kadasha, Layahawa, verse 17. Salakia, verse 17. Mawa Shabbat Yakam, Taba Ya'awa, Lakam, Tanawapa, Shatyam, Shanya, Aisharanyam, Salat, Tahayayana, Kamatiza, Apayana, Bakawar Yam, Layahawa, verse 18. Wahakorabatham, Al, Halakam, Shaba'ai, Tabashiam, Thamayam, Mam, Manya, Shana, Wapar, Ban, Bakwar, Akkad, Yalam, Shanyam, Yahayawa, Ayla, Layahawa, Wamanakatham, Wanasakyaham, Asha, Rayak, Nayakak, Layahawa, verse 19. Wa Aishayatham, Sha'ayar, Aizayam, Akkad, Lakata'at, Washanya, Kabashiam, Vanya, Shana, Lazabak, Shalamyam, verse 20. Wahanayap, Hakahan, Atham, Al, Lakam, Habakawariam, Noapa, Lapanya, Yahawah, Al Shanya, Kabashiam, Kodash, Yahayawa, Layahawa, Lakahan, verse 21. Wakora Atham, Ba'aitazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Makora'ah, Kodash, Yahaya, Lakam, Kal, Mala'akat, Ibada, La'ah, the Aishawa, Kakwat, Iwalam, Bakal, Mawashabath, Yakam, Ladarath, Yakam. So like that's the end of verse 21 out of 1.
Baba Kashah, the water, priest. Salakia, Officer Adiyar, if you could read in the English 15 to 21, Baba Kashah.
God, please. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. And ye shall come unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheep of the wave offering. Even Sabbath shall be complete. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right. So basically, this is about 50, maybe 52 or 56 days, right? From the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Once we close the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we open the Feast of First Fruits. And we're going to count how many Sabbath?
7 Sabbaths.
50 days and 7 Sabbath throughout Adiyar, right? And then we're in the Feast of First Fruits. Keep reading.
Verse 16. And even unto the morrow After the seventh Sabbath shall you number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Read.
Come, please. Verse 17. You shall bring out of your habitations 2 waved loaves of 2 tenth deal. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruit of the Lord.
Good night. Listen, once again, you're hearing it again, man. Listen, you are going to cook your food with spices and season that. This is why no one cooks better than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Listen, have y'all ever seen those videos on TikToks where them Caucasian cave Beckies, they be trying to make something and you're just like, what the hell is that? They'll put like a whole block of cheese, some macaroni in a pan that's not boiled and put some milk on it and throw it in the oven and then say, listen, this is macaroni pie. And you're like, what the hell is that? That's because it's not in them. They weren't given these instructions, Salaki. I'm gonna say it like that. They were not given these instructions, but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were, and that's why we're better at cooking than everybody else, right? And now, once again, the Lord has given us high holy days. What we're reading is a breakdown of the holidays, and it's damn near every 2 months, sometimes 3. We have a day where we're gonna party for 7 days. We might party for a night and get back to our work, right? And that's because the Most High loved us. He gave us rest days, right? Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, said the Sabbath was made for man.
Right.
But if you listen to a Christian, or you listen to them Jewish people who have the fireworks going off, the fireworks is going off in that Jewish line right now, and the Iron Dome ain't doing shit. Give that a hand. Ooh wee. Listen, strong. Slakia. Ooh wee. This is some strong. Listen, that Iron Dome got to be strong, but it's not. The missiles be landing on the ground. The fireworks going off. Give the Most High a hand for that. Right? Come.
This strong right here in my left hand is stronger than the Iron Dome. La Yasharala.
Damn right. Right. Ooh-wee. Right? But again, this is the Feast of First Fruits. We have a time. Listen, we're in the Feast of First Fruits, not First Fruits, Salakia. We're in the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets, right? And we get to watch our oppressors, our enemies get bombed. Listen, y'all can never say the Most High is not with Israel. It's not with the I.S.U.P.K. The prophecies that we're watching have been coming out for a very long time. And we get to watch it right now.
So like I if I may.
Come.
And it should be a sign to us exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like, while we celebrating the Feast of Trumpets, you know what I'm saying? The trumpets that we used to use, we used to have trumpets back in the day to warn us for things, warn us for war, warn us for
right.
And right now, you're in the Feast of Trumpet and you see your enemies, you know what I'm saying? The people that took your name, took your identity, getting bombed, you know what I'm saying, with missiles and everything, you know what I'm saying, going, you know what I'm saying, through hell, even though they replied, but still you saying, you know what I'm saying, they're getting ready for war, you know what I'm saying, they're getting ready for fight, which is against the scripture concerning, you know what I'm saying, about the real Jews, because once the real Jews get in the land of Israel, there will be no war no more. So war people, you know what I'm saying? You understand? God is sounding the trumpet for you to wake up, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man. God is sounding the trumpet, you know what I'm saying, so you could wake up out of sleep and realize these people over there in the land are not the real Jews. But you in America, you in Canada, you in South America, you in the, you know what I'm saying, the Caribbean, you are the real Jews, man. So like it.
Good night. Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Damn right. Damn right. We get to watch our oppressors get decimated. Salakia. Wow, we're in the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets. Ooh, that was well said, Adia Tuwada. If you could keep reading until we finish. I forgot what verse you are. I believe you are. We were in verse 19.
So like the priest, verse 18.
Verse 18. Come on.
Yeah. Verse 18, and you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord.
Right. And what? Okay, so a Christian will tell you that this is just them throwing meat into a fire, but really, it's what we're doing right now. If you're gathering with a brother or sister, right, you offered a meat offering. You, what it's saying is, you made some food to share with your brothers and sisters, right? You ate that food. You made some food to give to the priest. And listen, shout out to all the sisters and all the brothers, because brothers be cooking too. Salakia. Listen. Confession is good for the soul. My rib does all the cooking in the house. All the cooking. Except for the high holy days. I do the cooking. Salakia. Right? Listen, y'all get to experience good food with your brothers and sisters because the Lord gave us these high holy days. Right? And we sit and we listen, y'all haven't seen, there's brothers I haven't seen, and I've talked to this brother. There's certain brothers I've talked to, like Nashak Maya, right? Out of, where is that? Nashville, I believe. I've talked to this brother for 5 years and haven't seen him once. I can't wait to get to a Passover or get across into the United States, right? And that's what these high holy days are for. It's for our brotherhood and our rest, because we are working. We are hardworking people. Like, listen, isn't it crazy how the laziest people, the people who use us to build their economy, turn around and say we're lazy?
Right.
Like, we didn't build damn near all the skyscrapers. They had Native Americans building these skyscrapers, and these brothers were tightrope walking, damn near no harnesses, building skyscrapers. They had our brothers translating code so they could go fight their wars, but somehow we're the laziest people. Right? Keep reading, Adia.
Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering.
Right. Listen, we had drink offerings, and Christians don't know what they're talking about. They'll tell you we can't drink. Well, Christ drank.
Right. Damn right.
Right? We had offerings for sin and offerings for peace. The Lord don't want your offerings for sin, though. I'll tell you that much. The Lord don't give a damn about your sin offerings. The Lord rather you stop sinning. Stop sinning. Stop being a TD Jakes. Listen, and if you don't believe what the I.S.U.P.K is telling you, just remember, Diddy told you vote or die, while we told you love your brothers and keep the commandments. Love your sisters. Husbands, love your wives. Wives, obey your husband. Right? Keep reading.
Priest, verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruit for a wave offering before the Lord, with 2 lambs. And they shall be holy to the Lord for the priests.
Keep reading.
Priest, verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. You shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generation.
Right. So listen, the Lord told us to have a party. Have a good time with your brothers and sisters. Gather and be family, because that's what we are. You might not listen. I got brothers. Me and Adiyar don't have the same mother. Me and Barak don't have the same father. Right? Me and Shariwan definitely don't have the same father, but that's my family.
Right.
There's a man in here right now, and I just met him. Maybe how long we meet? Like 2 months ago. Yeah, this is my family right here. These are days that we gather with family, right? They say blood they say blood is thicker than water. UPK is thicker than blood. That's what you have to understand. right?
Damn right.
Get out of here. We only know this because of a real nigga, Salakia. A man who never backed down, commanding General YAHANNA. That's how I learned to love my brothers and sisters. Because aside from that, I don't know if I'd have love out of y'all. Barack, I don't know if I'd have love for you guys if it wasn't for commanding General YAHANNA. We'd probably walk down the street and grill each other and try to unalive each other if it wasn't for commanding General YAHANNA. Right? Salakia Adiyar, what verse did you finish reading? Was that
Verse 21.
Thawada Adiyar? Baba Kasha, Baraki Ali, can you read 22 to 28? Is that it? 22 to 28 in the Hebrew, Baba Kasha.
In Leviticus chapter 23, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Uba kwatazar kam, ad, kwatazayar, aratazakam, la'ad, sakala, ba'ad, shadaka, ba kwatazarka, wala kwat, kwatazayarka, la'ad, salakwat, la'ain, salakia, la'aina ya, wala gar, ta'izab, atham, anya, Yahweh, Allah, Yakam, Sa. Verse 23. While the bar, Yahweh, Al, Mashal, La Amar. Verse 24. The bar, Al, Banya, Yasharala, La Amar, Bakadash, Ha Shabaya Ya, Ba'akad, La Kadash, Yahaya, Lakam, Shabbatwan, the Karwan, Tara Wa'ai, Mapara'ah, Kodash, verse 25. Ka Mala'akat, Ibadah, La'ah, the Aishawa, Waha Korabatham, Asha, La Yahawa, Sa, verse 26. Where the bar, Yahawa, Al, Masha, La Amar, verse 27. Ad, Ba'aishawar, La Kadash, Ha Shabayai, Azah, Yawam, Hakapariam, Hawa, Makora'ah, Kodash, Yahaya, Lakam, Wa Ainayatham, Ad, Napashat Yakam, Waha Korabatham, Asha, La Yahawa, verse 28. Wakal, Malaka, La, the Aishawa, Ba'aitazam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Kaya, Yawam, Kapariam, Hawa'a, Lakapar, Al Yakam, Napanya, Yahawa, Allah Yakam. That was the end of verse 28. I don't want.
Hey, Thawada, get that priest a hand. Get that priest a hand. Adiyar, if you could, Baba Kasha, read verses 22 to 28 in the English.
Come on, please. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 22. And when you reach the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God.
Right. Now, this verse is the Salakia. Listen, if there was a verse to describe the I.S.U.P.K, this would be it right here.
God.
Right? You got some purple faggots where they don't feed the poor. They don't go out. And I'm just wondering what the hell do they do with the money that they get from all them $2,000 purple and gold Lakers garments that they be rocking. Right? Because they surely are not feeding the poor. Where you have brothers who, listen, some brothers might have lost a job, but they'll put that money up to go feed the poor, right? A lot of us we're not millionaires. Some of us be well off. Some of us we just surviving in this oppressor's kingdom, trying to get a crown from the Most High, because our riches don't come from this world. Our riches will be in the next kingdom. But we'll take our last cent, empty out our accounts, take the shirts off our back, take all the food out of our fridge, and go feed the poor of us. Right? I can't say the same for any other organization. I don't know what they're doing over there. I absolutely have no idea what they're doing over there. But this verse is describing you have a field, don't pick all the fruits. Leave the border of that field for the poor of us so they can eat. You have a vineyard, don't pick all those grapes. How much wine can you drink? There's poor of us that need those grapes, Salakia, right? And that's what we do in the ISUPK. We take what little we have and give it to our brothers and sisters. Baba Kashaf, if you could keep reading.
God, priest. Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the
Read.
children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation.
It's October 2nd, 2024, and we're in the memorial of blowing trumpets. We're keeping this forever. This was established well over 2,000 years ago. And now we're doing it. We are not the Christian church. We're not saying we don't have to keep the law. Right? We keep the law. We're not saying you can eat pork. Listen, the same time the Christian church is telling you you don't have to keep the memorial of blowing trumpets, is the same time the Christian church will tell you they'll marry 2 men. It's because they don't believe they have to keep the law. The Christian church is the house of the devil. And I don't care what, it could be the blackest Christian church you ever heard. They could be doing all the nigga dances and all the Jamaican food and Caribbean food and Judite food. It could be the blackest Christian church you ever been to. It is a house of whoredom. Read.
Priest. Verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse
Read.
26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, 27. Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Listen, this is one of my favorite times. Listen, what's coming up next after trumpets is Salakia. Where were we? Blowing trumpets, afflicting your soul, where they wake up at 5 and 4 in the morning before the sun comes up, and they eat a big meal and then act like they're hungry all day because they haven't eaten. No, at sundown, we're going to eat before sundown. Have a feast before sundown, because from sundown to sundown, you are not going to eat. You're not going to consume any type of liquids. You're going to get up and brush your teeth. Don't walk outside with your breath stinking. And as you brush your teeth, make sure you spit out all that water that you rinse your mouth out with so you don't swallow it, because we're feasting on pain. And why are we feasting on pain? So we can beat all afflictions. So we can make atonement for the sins of our nation. Now you might say, listen, I haven't sinned. I've been in the school. All right, cool. Your nation has sinned. The Lord is going to judge us as a nation, not us as an individual. How many brothers and sisters do you think didn't sin who went into slavery? How many brothers and sisters do you think didn't sin that had to run from Jerusalem while Pompey and what was his name? Titus sacked Jerusalem. Titus and his son. They sacked Jerusalem 70 AD. Yeah, right. Were there brothers and sisters who didn't sin? Of course there were. But they still had to run from Roman spears and Roman horses and Roman swords and the Roman army, because our nation was sinning. So what we're going to do, we're going to feast on pain. We're going to fast for 24 hours. Listen, for those of you who've never done it, good luck. I don't know what to tell you, man. Enjoy it. You want to beat any affliction? You want to fight your demons? It's an excellent day to fight your demons. Don't eat for 24 hours. Don't drink for 24 hours. And fight your demons. And then listen, all my brothers and sisters, come back to my place. We're gonna feast. My sun's going down. We're gonna feast. We're gonna have a dinner. We're gonna have a good time. Keep reading.
Please. Verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be, that shall
Wait,
unite.
Salakia. You can stop at 29. Baraka Allah, if you could, Baba Kasha, throughout the audio. If you could, Baba Kasha, read verses 29 to 20 to 35 in the Hebrew, Baba Kasha. So Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verses 29 to verse 35 in the Hebrew.
Shawakan, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 29. Kayat kal hanapash ashar la'a ta'aina ba'aitazam hayawam azah wanakarata ma'aim yahal, verse 30. Wakal hanapash ashar ta'aisha kal mala'aka ba'aitazam hayawam azah waha aha badak ya ad hanapash hahawa'a Makopab, I'm ha. Verse 31. Kal, Malaka, La'a, the Aishua, Kakwat, Iwalam, Lararat Yakam, Bakal, Mashabath Yakam. Verse 32. Shabbat, Shabbatwan, Hawa'a, Lakam, Wa'aina Yatam, Ad, Napashat Yakam, Batasha'ai, Lakadash, Ba'irab, Ma'irab, Irab, Tashabatwa, Shabatkam, Pa. Verse 33. Waya the bar, Yahweh al Masha, La Mar. Verse 34. The bar al Banyat, Yashar Allah, La Mar, Bakmasha, Aishara, Yawam, La Kadash, Hashabaya Aya, Hazak, Kad, Hasakawat, Shaba'ait, Yam Yam, La Yahweh. Verse 35. Bayawam, Hara Ashwan, Makora'a, Padash, Kal, Malakat, Ibada, La'a, the I.S.U.P.K. That was the end of verse 35 out of 1.
Thawada, Adiyar, if you could, can you read, where do we stop? Verses 29 to 35 in the English, Baba Kasha.
Leviticus 23, verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
Right. So what happens is, listen, if you are not participating in this day, and you know you're supposed to participate, you're going to be cut off from your people. Keep reading.
Priest. Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that don't do any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy among its people.
Keep reading.
Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generation in all your dwellings.
Right. So we're going to do this forever throughout all our generations. Right. And it's a high holy day, a Sabbath of rest, a day that we're not going to work. You're not going to make, listen, you might be a rich Israelite and have servants, have some brothers and sisters that are under you, have some heathens that are under you. None of them are going to be working. It's a rest day. It's a day for that man to go catch up with his family. He spent all day with you. You need him to work 7 days a week. You need that sister to work 7 days a week. Nah, this is a time where we take time to ourselves and we atone for what was done by our nation. Right? We atone for the sins of us. Keep reading.
God, please. Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your soul in the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall you celebrate your Sabbath.
We again, this is a breakdown of days that we're going to use for rest days and days that we're going to use that are separate from every other day. Listen, this is not last week Wednesday. This is a separate day that's different from last week Wednesday. This day is highly esteemed, right? The Lord set days apart, and this is one of them. I know, I understand. That's my daughter. She enjoying this class. Salakia. Keep reading.
Verse 33. Then the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the seventh month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord.
Read.
Please, verse 35. On the first day shall be an holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. So after atonement, after tabernacle, after the feast of atonement, right? So right now we're in memorial of blowing trumpets. Then we're going to go into the feast of atonement, and then after that is tabernacles. Now tabernacles is a time where we remember what it's like to live in the wilderness. And listen, if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you already know this. Especially if you're Native American from Southern Ontario, you know what it's like to live in the wilderness, right? Especially if you are Native American and you are sleeping at the Atwater train station or metro station in Montreal. You know what it's like to be in the wilderness, right? But this is a time where we remember what it was like while the Lord led us out of Egypt. We wandered the wilderness for 40 years, right? So we have the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, listen, this ain't the Christian church. We're not going to go and gather sticks out of a park somewhere and try to build a makeshift tent. That's not what we're doing. We're just going to gather with our brothers and sisters, right? Now, when we're in our kingdom, we will be observing these high holy days as well, right? We might have a whole compound, but we're going to go gather together and observe the high holy day that is known as Salakia. Where was it? I just want to make sure I say it right. The Feast of Tabernacles, right? And for 7 days, we're going to observe it, meaning you're going to rest from your work for 7 days. It's another vacation. Salakia. I'm just saying, the Lord loves Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He knows how hard we work. He sees what we go through in this kingdom, right? Good night. We're watching this kingdom fall, and it is glorious. This is glorious in the sight of the Lord. This is beautiful, right? I want to see Babylon burn because it's beautiful to me. It's beautiful to see a place that says 2 men and 2 women can marry each other. Tom and Mike can get together. Good night. Babylon needs to fall. Right? You have a Caucasian man who gives $8 billion to people who stole our heritage, right? To people who hate us. Salakia. He gave $8 billion to them Ukrainians. While they said anything with dark skin get to the back of the train. Salakia, they thought they were south of the Mason-Dixon line, the way them Ukrainians were moving, trying to get far and far further away from Putin's bombs. Right? The Lord loves us. That's why he gave us these holidays. He doesn't want to see us under this oppressor. Right? This oppressor, again, he gave $8 billion to Ukraine, while Native Americans still don't have clean drinking water. And what he say? Well, we can't get anybody to operate and maintain these clean drinking water facilities that are built. Salakia, I know that if they told Adiyar they'll pay him $100,000 a year to go up on them reservations to maintain the water, Adiyar is there. And he wouldn't even have to think twice to ask me. He'd be like, Zabaji, I'm going to the reservation. I say, how do I get there? Salakia. If you could, keep reading.
Verse 35. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work there. Verse 36. 7
So Salakia, you can stop at 35. I'm gonna have Barakia Allah read 36 to 44 so we could close it out.
Kawakad. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 36. Shaba'ai Yam Yam, Takwa Rayabwa, Hasha, La Yahawa, Bayawam, Ha Shamayanya, Makora'a, Kodash, Yahaya, Lekam, Wahakora Batham, Hasha, La Yahawa, Aitatarat, Hawa'a, Kal, Malakat, Ibada, La'a, Ta'aishawa. Salaki, verse 37. Allah, Mawa'idya, Yahweh, Ashar, Tapora'awa, Atam, Makora'a, Ya, Kodash, Naha Korayab, Ashar, La Yahweh, Ilah, Wamanakab, Zabak, Wanasakwam, Dabar, Yawam, Bayawamwa, verse 38. Malabad, Shabbatat, Yahweh, Wamalabad, Matanwath Yakam, Wamalabad Kal, Nadar Yakam, Wamalabad Kal, Nadab Wat Yakam, Ashar, Tathanwa, Layahawa, verse 39, Ak Bakamasha, Ashar, Yawam, Lakadash, Hashabaya Aya, Ba-Sapka, Ak, Tabawaat, Arataza, Ha-Arataza, Takagwa, Ad, Kag, Yahweh, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Bayawam, Hara Ashwan, Shabbathwan, Bayawam, Ha Shamayanya, Shabbathwan, verse 40, Walakwakatham, Nakam, Bayawam, Hara Ashwan, Paraya, Aitazah, Hadar, Kapat, Tamariam, Wa'aina, Aitazah, Ibad, Wa'irab Ya, Nakal, Washamak Tham, Washamakatham, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alayakam, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, verse 41. Wakagat Tham, Athwa, Kag, Layahawa, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Bashana, Kakwat, Iwalam, Ladarat Yakam, Bakadash, Hashabaya Aya, Takagwa Athwa, verse 42. Basakat, Tashabwa, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Kal, Ha'azarak, Bayasharala, Yeshabwa, Basakat, verse 43. Lama'ain, Yada Iwa, the Rath Yakam, Kaya, Basakawat, Hawashabat, Hawashabathya, At, Banya, Yasharala, Bahawat, Tazaya Aya, Hawatham, Marataza, Matazariam, Anya, Yahweh, Alayakam, verse 44, Wayadabar, Masha, At, Ma'idya, Yahweh, Al, Banya, Yasharala. That was the end of verse 44. I don't know.
So while I give that priest a hand. Give that priest a hand. Listen, he was reading that so fast. I was trying to keep up. Salakia. I'm literally trying to keep up with you, Baraki Allah. And I'm like, damn, where'd he go? Well, okay, let me find it. I got you. Salakia. Adiyar. Salakia. Kahar, if you could please read 36 to 44.
Come, priest. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. So again, these are more days where we're gonna chill out as family. We're gonna gather together and have a good time as family and not do any work, and our servants won't do any work, right? Because everyone needs a rest, especially if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American. If you're an Israelite, you need rest. Listen, we went through thousands of years. Or Salaki, I'll say it like this: we went through centuries of slavery. From Egypt to Egypt now, meaning America, the Americas, which is built after Egypt. We went from slavery in Egypt to slavery in Egypt. We needed rest. The Lord gave us these rest days. Keep reading.
Please. Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Right. So in these days, we're going to offer sacrifices to the Lord. We're going to gather together and have convocations, meaning we're going to have separate gatherings who are different from the gatherings that they have in the world. We're going to offer meats and drinks, meaning we're going to eat and have a good time. Keep reading.
Come, please. Verse 38. Beside the Sabbath of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord.
Read.
Come, please. Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
Right. So again, these are more rest days, right? As we go into the tabernacles, right? And that's what this is explaining. It's explaining tabernacles, right? As we go into tabernacles and as we remember what it's like to run from our oppressors, run from our enemies, and pray that the Lord takes care of us. Remember, a pillar of smoke led us in the daytime, and a pillar of fire led us in the nighttime. That was the Lord protecting us. That's what tabernacles is for. Is to remember when we had to turn to the Lord for protection. Listen, you hear and listen, I feel sorry for you bitches in the world. And I said it just like that because a lot of you hoes say, I don't need a man. Good luck. We're going into World War III. Y'all gonna know that you need a man when you see 10 oppressors run up on you. And listen, they don't have any good intentions for you. You see some of you hoes talking about, and I said it just like that. Call my camp leader if you don't like how I speak. Right? When you say, I'd rather be in the wilderness with a bear than a man. Good luck. Listen, yeah, you want to be in the wilderness with an oppressor or a brother? Or you could take your chance with the bear. I don't know. Salakia. Listen, I would rather be in the wilderness with my brothers. Barack, you got a crossbow for me? You got a bow and arrow for me? Salakia. Good night. Right? So World War III is coming. And there's going to be a time when a lot of brothers and sisters are going to recognize that they need brotherhood. They need sisterhood. They need the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. Keep reading.
Verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the bark of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the bark of thick trees and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
Right. Again, this is the Feast of Tabernacles. Christians look at this and they call it they call it Palm Sunday. Right? They think about a time when Christ was coming into a city and the people gave him palms and they call it Palm Sunday. Christians absolutely know not what they speak of. I watched a battle today of a Christian. And listen, I watched it just to see what these Christians were going to say. But a Christian's battling a Muslim, and the Christian's telling the Muslim that Christ is God, and the Bible says that Christ is God. And then he pulled a scripture that did not say Christ is God and said, this is Christ saying that he's God. And I said, God damn. It's a good thing I came out of that Christian church as a young man. Keep reading.
Please. Verse 41. And you shall keep it at Salaga. And you shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Keep reading.
Verse 42. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Right, and a booth is a tabernacle, right? And that's what we're reading right now, the Feast of Tabernacles, where we're going to remember what it was like to dwell in booth and pray that the Lord protects us from our enemies and pray that the Lord gives us food. You have to remember, there was a time when we walked around the wilderness for 40 years and we only survived because the Lord did it. Just remember, when you're surviving, when you're getting money, it's because the Lord did it. When you're getting food from the grocery store, it's because the Lord allowed you to go get food. You thought you did it on your own? You thought them apples blossomed on their own? Chickens don't lay eggs because they want to. Chickens lay eggs because the Lord allows them to. Salakia. Keep reading.
Priest. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths. When I brought them, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I am the Lord your God.
Right. God had us dwell in booths. The Lord could have made us walk right into the land of Israel within a week, within a month. But we wandered that desert for 40 years and dwelled in booths. Why? Because that's what the Lord wanted. You can't do nothing without the Lord approving it. You can't do nothing without the Lord saying, yes, this is going. A hair doesn't grow on your head without the Lord. Listen, for you bald-headed sisters, Salakia, y'all better figure out what you're doing to piss the Lord off. All right? You brothers that, listen, y'all brothers be thinking you're having the worst of time in the world right now. And everything keeps failing. And I don't understand why things are failing. And you can't do any goal or accomplish any goal that you set out. It's because the Lord wants it that way. Now, please the Lord, and you'll have a happy life. Listen, you'll probably still go through trials and tribulations because the Lord wants us to be sifted. The devil sifts us to see if we're worthy of the kingdom. Right? So with that said, the Lord had us dwell in booth because that's what needed to happen. Keep reading.
Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
Right. Again, these are the feasts of the Lord. Again, I don't know where you're at right now, but if you are in a holy convocation or a building or a school of the ISUPK, it's the safest place you can be right now. Right? What's gonna happen? What do we got coming up next? Thanksgiving, where they're gonna celebrate the unaliving of our brothers and sisters, the tribes of Gad. Right? During that Thanksgiving, you're gonna see families fight. There's gonna be two cousins. I'm telling you, Barack. There's gonna be two cousins. They hate each other. They used to be best friends in high school till they seen that light skinned nigga. God damn, that light skinned nigga made them not be cousins no more. Right? There's some dark skinned nigga. He was tall. He was dunking in the gym. And now these sisters are not sisters no more. And they're gonna scrap it out at Thanksgiving. But under Commanding General YAHANNA, there's no families fighting at our high holy days and our gatherings. So with that said, Moses gave us these days because the Lord told him to give it to us. And these are the days that we're going to celebrate forever.
Right.
Right? And that's what's going to happen. We're going to celebrate these days forever. So with that said, I'm Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA, and we're going to bring a close to the memorial of blowing trumpets. Men of Israel, Akwathian, sisters, I.M.A.J.M, which means to stand. We're going to turn and face the east while we say our prayers. We're going to say the prayers in the Hebrew. And Barak Ya Allah, if you could, or Adiyar, if you could, whoever is on the podium right now, can you say the prayers in the English for me?
God.
This is the Lord's Prayer. You can find it in Matthew 6, verses 8 to 13. Abanawa,
Abanawa.
Shabashamayam,
Hashemayam.
Kodash,
Kadash.
Ayah,
Ayah.
Ka,
Shamka.
Awa,
Yahweh.
Laklaka,
Akwaka.
Taba'ah,
Kaba'ah.
Ratazaka,
Zakah.
Hayah,
Ayah.
Aisha,
Shah.
Barataza,
Arataza.
Kawa,
Kawa.
Hayah,
Ayah.
Bashamayam,
Mayam.
Lathalanawa,
Danlanawa.
Lakam,
Kam.
Yawam,
Kal. Yuam.
Wasalaknawa,
Asalakanawa.
Kabwafnawa,
Kabaknawa.
Kasalaknawa,
Salaknawa.
Kabwafyanawa,
Wakinawa.
Wala'ah,
Wa'ah.
Tabayanawa,
Kanawa.
Wanasayawan,
Yawan.
Abal,
Bal.
Hawashinawa,
Ashaynawa.
Mayan,
Ayan.
Rad,
Rai.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Ka,
Zakah.
Malakwa,
Alakwa.
Wa'ala,
Wa'ala.
Waha,
Waha.
Tapa'ara,
Para.
La'ai, Walamyam,
Ayawalamyam.
Aman,
In the English, our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
Heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Kingdom come,
Thy will be done in earth,
Thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debt
yes,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debt,
And lead us not into temptation,
and lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power
and the power,
and the glory
and the glory,
Glory,
forever. So be it.
forever so be it.
so be it. Hakak, the prayer for power. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem. Yahushua.
Baruch,
Wakasha. Dalanawa.
Hakak,
Ka.
Hakak,
Ka.
Larapa'ah,
Arpa'a.
Kal,
Kal.
Makala,
Makala. Wakal.
Wakal,
Wan,
Madawa.
Hakak,
Akal.
Latahar,
Ta'a.
Hamatazarayim,
Hamadazarayim.
Hakak,
Akal.
Lahakoyam,
Akoyam.
Hamayam,
Amatyam.
Amatim,
Hakak,
Akal.
Arakawa,
Awakawa.
Hatama'ala,
Tamala.
the Garshan,
Garashan.
Hashem,
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai,
Ba'ashai.
Duaraman,
What I'm in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh,
Yahushai,
Please give us the power.
please give us the power
The power to heal all manner of sickness
to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the leper.
the power to cleanse the leper,
The power to raise the dead.
the power to raise
power
the
to
dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
the power against unclean spirits,
raise,
Cast them out
cast them out
no,
in the name of
in the
Yahushai.
name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
be it. Bless Israel, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Basham,
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai,
Yahushai.
Barak Lanawa,
Rakanawa.
Wayasha'ala,
Yahshua.
Waha,
Waha.
Bayah,
Bayat.
Saparia,
Saparia.
Basham,
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai,
Yahushai.
Duaraman,
Rahman in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us
Bless us
Bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school.
and the school.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahaharia.
Al-Haharia.
Ayan.
Mayan.
Yara'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azaria.
Zaria.
Isaiah.
Zaria.
Ma'an.
Ayam.
Yahweh.
Hara.
Aisha.
Ashak.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Atazah.
Warataza.
Al-Yana. Salaki. Al-Yathan.
Al-Yadan.
Lamawat.
Mawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Na.
Anna.
Ah.
La'a.
Nawam.
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 Ah.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yashan.
Shalmar.
Omar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Marka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Zalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yanga.
Yawamam.
Omam.
Yawamam.
Mash.
Shamash.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayra.
Iraq.
Bala.
Balai.
Yahal.
Yala.
Balai.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Marka.
Makalrai.
Kalrai.
Yashamar.
Shamar.
Athnapashka.
Atnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Shamar.
Kazaafka.
Aka.
Waba Wa'afka.
Rawaka.
Ma'aika.
Ma'aita.
Wa'ai. Iwalam.
Walam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the
Eyes
hills.
on the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help.
My help coming from Yahweh,
My help coming from Yahweh,
Yahweh.
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
Okay.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
It will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Food.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Israel shall not neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
The Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
The Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and forevermore.
More. With that said, men of Israel, you may turn.
Salaki, we're having technical difficulties. Bear with us. You understand? Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajam, which means to stand. Amajam Shabbat. Amajam Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai meaning Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Bless y'all. Yajamata, which means hands down. Sar, to turn and face the sisters if you have any in your presence. We're going to give them a courtesy salute as well. Men of Israel, Amajam Shabbat. Amajam Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatam Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh watch over y'all in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yajamata, class dismissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want West in I place once more. Yeah, easy. You wanna know where I'm coming from?